has come and gone, and it's left us with a lot of good memories, but a lot of good games to look forward to as well. And after over a year off from in-person conventions for obvious reasons, it was nice to see everybody around playing the games, having a good time. So I finally gathered my thoughts, got all my merch in order, and I decided that we should talk about the games I'm excited for that I saw at PAX East 2022. Some of these games I didn't get to play, but I still like the idea of them, and I thought I should keep them in note because they look like games I'm going to enjoy. And the first game I want to talk about is a game called Dome Keeper. You play as an astronaut who lives in a dome on a really hostile planet full of aliens that want to kill you and specifically destroy your dome. So what you do is you dig beneath the dome, get some resources and things, and bring them back up into your dome, upgrade the weapons, upgrade the defenses, for the time that you then get attacked by the aliens who, again, hate your dome. I like the idea of this game a lot because you have to go and get resources, and while you're doing that, you might get attacked, so you have to scurry back up to the surface in time to defend your base. And the art style for Dome Keeper is awesome, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on this one. And at the same booth, we checked out a game called Gun Jam, which is a rhythm-based shooting game. It's a first-person shooter, but you have to do certain actions on certain beats, depending on what color that beat is. To be completely fair, I only watched the gameplay demo of Gun Jam. I didn't get to play it, so I feel like I don't have a great grasp on how the game feels to play. It looks cool. I think that's a very important aspect of a video game, so I'm really excited to play it. I just have to get my hands on it when it becomes available. Which is why if you want to wishlist it and keep track of it, you got to check my description below. But we're moving on to competitive games that I saw at PAX. And on this sub list of competitive games, there's a game called Orbitals, which I can't wait to play. There was a long line to play it. I didn't want to wait, but I did get to speak to one of the developers, and he referred to it as Tower Fall with gravity boots. If you've never played Tower Fall, that's a competitive game where you're fighting against other friends, and that's what Orbitals is. But again, just include gravity boots. You can change your character's gravity whenever you want. So you could just be running and then all of a sudden you're falling up, and then that's a whole other scenario that you have to deal with and your enemies might not see it coming. Really cool concept. And then from there we go to a game called DAVIGO, which is a VR game for one person and a controller game for another. The VR player is playing as a giant or a god or something that attacks the player, who is just this regular sized person trying to survive and complete the stage. In practice, it looked awesome to watch one person try to kill the other as a giant, and it was a very interesting game to watch being played. I can't wait to try it myself. Again, there was another long line there, but I was really stoked about it. And finally, in the competitive section of this video, there is a game called SpiderHeck, where you play as a spider with a lightsaber. There's environmental hazards where you and your friends have to try to survive and the one who lives wins, or deathmatch where you're fighting each other as spiders with lasers, throwing them, doing flips, trying to get each other to fall, all these crazy things. You're a spider with a lightsaber. You can't really go wrong. Again, it's called SpiderHeck, and check the description for a link to it. So forget fighting your friends. Let's fight a giant alligator. Yeah? And you can do that in a game called Astrigos. My buddies and I joked that it was Horizon Zero Dawn meets Dark Souls, but we only made that dumb comparison because the main character has red hair and there's a dodge roll mechanic. And while those two things are true, I'm almost certain the game is an adventure action game. I don't think it's quite like Dark Souls. I haven't played it, so I can't tell you, but I'm just saying, if it isn't like Dark Souls, don't hold this against me. Regardless, you fight as a warrior who's fighting things, and you level up your character, and you have to be careful in combat. It does look like a fun action game, so I'm really excited to play it. And then there was Cult of the Lamb, which again looked amazing. The Devolver Digital booth is always great. Cult of the Lamb looks really weird and fun, and that's probably why we love Devolver Digital in the first place, because they're weird and fun. So I'm really excited to play Cult of the Lamb. You basically grow your own cult. I'm really excited to play it. Overall, it was just really good to be back at PAX. I loved some of these booths. I didn't get too much footage of the Dead Cells booth, but that was awesome. All they were doing was selling great merch. I bought a statue. But the Tiny Build booth was nuts. It's a carnival. The floor was very soft, which was a really good rest for my feet. I didn't take off my shoes or anything, but it was just nice to not be walking on concrete for a minute. And everything was all carnival themed, which is usually creepy, but it was really charming with the way Tiny Build did it. And overall, everything felt nice. It was okay to be in a big group of people. I got a little congested at certain points, but that's just going to a convention. There are plenty of places to hide away and get your bearings back at PAX, at least in the Boston Convention Center. So it was really nice to just be out, hanging out with my friends. It was Mark and Dave's first ever PAX. It was Mark's first convention ever, so it was a nice weekend. You guys should wave. We should wave. Help. Yeah, wave. Yeah, this will help my Dave.
We're going in!
Yeah. Mark, how excited are you?
I'm like at a 7.2.
Like a really Like the kind of earthquake you hear about.
Out of 5!
If you don't know Mark and Dave, they make a podcast with me. It's called Dinosaur Machines Game Club Podcast. Check in my description below. You can see a link to that as well. And we'll probably wind up talking about a lot of the games we talked about today because I'm pretty sure we're going to pick some for the podcast. And if we don't, I'm going to play them anyway. So if you want to wish list them, again, they are all linked below. And I hope you enjoy the selection that I've picked out for you. So on one closing note, I just wanted to announce that my channel recently passed 1,000 subscribers. So I'm really proud of that. So I thought I'd say it out loud. And thank you for subscribing, essentially, and watching and just being here for the journey. I've been spending a fair amount of time trying to find my footing in YouTube and where I belong in the space, and I'm starting to see what that looks like. So thanks for helping me get there. We've got a long way to go. We got a lot of stuff we want to do with this channel, so we're going to keep on keeping on and video games. Anyway, hopefully you'll get to go to your own convention soon. It seems like things are getting more cozy. Maybe we'll see. Dip a toe. Oh, no, a little too hot. Okay, I come back. Oh, no, a little cozy. Okay. If you're interested in what I bought at PAX East 2022, there's some games that I got. There's some statue that I got. And here's some pins that I got. And all this stuff that I bought, I made YouTube shorts of. So if you want to go check those out, you can see what I got and enjoy the opening of the boxes. Other than that, I will see you in the next video, and have a great day.